and sign up for a free online gardening newsletter designed to deliver fresh new ideas directly to you. HGTV.com.
Hi, I'm Paul James, the gardener guy of HGTV's Gardening by the Yard. Do you want a great-looking lawn? One that'll make your friends and neighbors turn green with envy? Well, of course you do. That's why you should choose Pennington grass seed. After all, it's the only seed that's pen-coated to help the grass grow stronger, resist pests and diseases, and develop a healthier root system. So the next time you're in the market for grass seed, do what I do. Choose Pennington seed. Oh, and while you're at it, look for the entire family of Pennington products at fine lawn and garden retailers.
You depend on your car for so much. So why not depend on the people who know it best? To keep it running stronger, performing better, to keep it genuine. With genuine Ford and Lincoln Mercury parts and service. Our factory-trained technicians know exactly what your car needs and when, all at a price you'll like. Right now, when you buy 3 tires, you get the 4th one free. Keep it genuine. Only at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealerships. Genuine parts, genuine service, genuine peace of mind.
One by one, friends want to know, hey, what makes your garden glow? The secret blooms in every row. Bonnie plants are the best to grow.
Be sure your plants are Bonnie's.
One by one, friends want to know, hey, what makes your garden glow? The secret blooms in every row. Bonnie plants are the best to grow.
Be sure your plants are Bonnie's.
On the next Mission Organization, they've lost control of the basement.
You're the parent, you're in charge.
It's going to take a lot of work.
I can't handle it anymore, I can't take it.
But the payoff is easy to see.
You've done it, you've cleaned up the space, and you have all this color.
Mission Organization, tonight at 9 on HGTV.
Ready for a designer's challenge?
This is the problem room.
Maddie and Dave need help in their living room. It definitely needs a style upgrade, but
need to make sure that it's child-proof.
Which one of these designers can make this living room livable? That's the designer's challenge. Tonight at 9:30, only on HGTV.
Welcome back. We're helping Mother Nature along in this backyard where landscape designer Susan Ballinger is sharing her insider tips on building a compost bin with an attractive, rustic look. It's a project that costs around $900 if you do the work yourself, compared to the $2,500 a professional would charge.
Well, Tim, the posts are all set, so what's the next step?
Well, Ken, the design Susan's come up with is basically just an arbor separated into 3 bins, which will create the compost area. We're going to top the post with a beam and cross pieces to give it that classic grid effect, which will add a lot of beauty to the garden, and then it will also support climbing vines later on.
Before starting on that arbor roof, you'll want to make sure all the posts are a uniform height. So cut off the tops of all the 4x4s about 7.5 feet high, which is a good standard to follow because it leaves a comfortable amount of headroom. Now you're ready for the beams. Here, Tim's chosen 15-foot-long 2x8s, to which he's adding a simple angled cut on the ends for a decorative look. Next, place those beams against the outside of the posts, resting them on some nails so that you can check the overhang and make sure it's even. Then just attach the planks to the posts with 3-inch galvanized screws. Once both beams are in place, top them with 2x2 cross pieces. After attaching one at either end, simply run a string line between them. This will help you keep the rest of the cross pieces lined up as you fasten them all the way across the beams, spacing them about a foot apart. And now that we've completed that arbor design, we're ready to get to work on building the bins.
Well, Susan, we're just about ready to get started on the 3 separate boxes that are going to make up our compost bin. So what do we need to keep in mind before we get started?
Well, the first thing we need to do is make sure that the bins are large enough to allow for the compost to heat up. They need to be about a cubic yard. So that means make the bins at least 3 by 3 by 3 feet. And the next thing we'll do is we'll use these 2 by 6s to make slats so that we'll have adjustable slats in the bins, and that'll allow us to remove them easily so that we can move compost from one bin to the next and adjust the height of the bins.
To build those boxes, begin by attaching the backboards. Since these won't be removable, you can just use 12-foot long 2x6s to run between the posts in one solid piece. Set the boards against the back posts and use 1x1 spacers to create air gaps before sinking in the screws. Then just continue stacking one plank above the next to reach a height of at least 3 feet. Now we're ready to build up the other sides of the boxes with those removable slats. Tim says you'll need to create guides so that the slats will slide in and out easily. He's making them out of 1x1s, which he attaches to all the faces of those posts that will make up the sides of the boxes. And he says use a 2x6 to help you determine how wide to set the guides, because you don't want any trouble slipping those boards in and out. Once that's done, cut the 2x6 slats, each about 4 feet long. And then attach 1x1s on either end of each plank so they won't rest right on top of each other, because you need those spaces all the way around the boxes for aeration. Finally, slide the boards between the guides, and then just keep stacking them up to form the remaining sides of the 3 compost bins.
Well, Tim is fitting those last few boards into place. Now is a perfect time to check out our planting plan. Well, you know, Susan, probably most people have never really thought about planting around a compost bin. So what have you come up with in your planting plan?
Well, we really want to have the compost bin tie in with the rest of the garden. It's a very cheerful garden with bright colors. So we're going to be planting some flowering vines that'll add a nice softness and greenery and color to the compost bin. We'll also be planting some colorful flowers, purples and oranges with some reds and yellows to add a real vibrant patch of color around the bin and tie it in with the rest of the garden.
Susan will add color and softness around the base of the compost bin with lots of vivid annuals and a sturdy ground cover to tie in with what's already there. Flowering vines will twine up the posts, and hanging baskets will add even more color and interest. Susan is using hanging baskets filled with fuchsias to bring color to the compost bin. Their showy, trailing flowers in vivid hues make eye-catching accents, and they're a favorite treat of hummingbirds, too. But keep in mind, most varieties aren't frost-tolerant, so bring them indoors when the temperature drops. She also likes this homestead purple variety of verbena. This low-growing perennial makes an attractive ground cover, or it looks just as nice planted in wall crevices or bordering pathways. And its small flowers pack a colorful punch, especially during the hot days of summer.
Now don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to put those compost bins to work with some handy tips.
They were the toys of our childhood. Don't miss Toys We Grew Up With. Sunday at 5 on HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
The outside draws them in. The inside drives them out. Can a little help from our experts bring them back?
Whoa. We're gonna need backup.
Small changes.
Hardwood floors.
Big payoff.
You lucky girl.
It's designed to sell on HGTV. Sunday nights at 8, 7 Central.
Close relative?
No, but I like...
Trust me.
You should see what's on HGTV.
You should see.
2 lattes.
Watch this. There you go.
Thank you.
You ready?
Yeah?
Your check card.
Check now. Is it there yet?
No, nothing.
No?
See your check card transactions instantly with secure online banking.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah. Instant, huh? Weird link. Hey, you know what? Can you make it do that again and get me a brownie?
Yeah. Bank of America.
Yeah, thanks.
Higher standards.
Hi, I'm Paul James, the gardener guy of HGTV's Gardening by the Yard. Do you want a great-looking lawn? One that'll make your friends and neighbors turn green with envy? Well, of course you do. That's why you should choose Pennington grass seed. After all, it's the only seed that's pen-coated to help the grass grow stronger, resist pests and diseases, and develop a healthier root system. So the next time you're in the market for grass seed, do what I do. Choose Pennington seed. Oh, and while you're at it, look for the entire family of Pennington products at fine lawn and garden retailers.
The Trek Stick. Easy to care for. Beautifully enduring. For enjoyment the years can't take away. Because this should be the place time forever stands still. The extraordinary Trek Stick.
Celebrity.
Hello, Professor Cool. Oh, it is so hot. I'm so glad you got here on time.
That's Dr. Cool and Professor Heat. We have the solution to your AC and heating problems. We use Train. It's hard to stop a train. Hot weather is here. Is your system wasting money? Call now for our AC physical and checkup.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Cool Doctor. You certainly cooled my house, and now I have time to make my meeting.
That's Dr. Cool and Professor Heat. And the doctor has the cure.
Hey, so when's your dad getting here?
Pretty soon. Where's my mom?
Hey, kid. Hi, Mrs. Van Horn.
Shotgun.
For beauty everyone will admire, watch QVC for this Philosophy Anti-Aging Skincare Set that does wonders from your face to your fingertips. It's featured at a special one-day price on Sunday, April 18th, throughout the day on QVC and QVC.com.
Welcome back. We've got an earth-friendly project going on in this backyard where landscape designer Susan Ballinger is showing us how to build an attractive compost bin. Now, you can build this structure yourself in just one weekend for about $900. Now all that's left are a few finishing touches.
Well, Tim, the compost bin structure looks great, but I know we're not done with this project yet, are we?
Not quite, Ken. Susan wants the structure to tie in with the existing structure in the yard, so we're going to pick up this lattice detail here and add it to the compost bin. Just to keep it simple, we're going to buy a prefab 4x8 sheet of lattice and cut it in half and attach it to both ends of the compost bin. That'll give it that classic garden look.
Tim says use a circular saw to cut that 4x8 lattice panel in half, and then just set it against the inside of the posts and drive in more of those galvanized screws to secure it in place. Well, now that our work is complete, let's take a minute and go over the do's and don'ts of composting.
Well, Susan, the compost bins look great. Now we want to take all this material, sort of incorporate it. So what are some of the do's and don'ts of composting?
Well, Ken, compost is going to happen naturally on its own, but we're going to try to speed the process up and get the pile nice and hot to a temperature of about 120 to 160 degrees. So in order to get the pile hot, we need to bring together the right conditions, and those are aeration. That means turning the pile frequently so that we'll have air circulating through the pile, a balance of carbon and nitrogen sources, and also the proper moisture content to break down the pile. So good sources of nitrogen include grass clippings, a very common source. Also, we have trimmings from the kitchen. Coffee grounds are a good source of nitrogen. Carbon sources include sawdust, which you can get from your lumberyard if you need it, and fallen dry leaves.
Well, what don't you want to put in there?
Well, you don't want to put anything like meat or dairy products because it'll take a while to break down and can cause odor and possibly attract animal pests to the pile.
Out it, composting really is the best way to turn waste into something useful. Now don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to show you our beautiful compost bins.
HGTV takes you to the world's largest home and building show, where new products and new techniques are revealed before they hit store shelves. The International Builders Show 2004. Sunday, April 18th at 9 on HGTV. And log on to hgtv.com today for even more exciting new products.
What's better than enjoying your favorite wine? How about making it? Now you can in Fine Living's Winemaker for a Day sweepstakes.
Join Gina Gallo at the award-winning Gallo of Sonoma Winery and make your very own custom blend.
I'll show you how.
Talk about it over dinner, and later dream about it while relaxing at the spa.
The Fine Living Winemaker for a Day sweepstakes. It could have your name written all over it.
Enter now at fineliving.com or send a postcard to this address.
Here's big news from the Wave Petunia that'll make garden lovers say, ooh. Watch 'em do what no plain petunias do. Now the Wave Petunia comes in lots of brilliant new colors and varieties. And with our new Easy Wave Pink Pack, you just press them, pop them, and flat them. Perfect. The Wave puts the in Petunia.
You can finally get all hands on that new deck project. You can pave the way for a new patio or save energy with new appliances. Your tax refund can be your ticket to improving your most important investment, your home. And the Home Depot can make it even better. Right now, get 5% off any purchase when you convert your tax refund check into a Home Depot gift card. Just bring your check to a store near you and watch it grow. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Mr. Goodwrench, who is this one and only GM expert?
Can I help you?
No, I'm good, thanks. Goodwrench.
He put a supercharger in your car.
Yep. What's it to you, bub?
Easy there, Leadfoot.
New transmission. Who's my guy?
Mr. Goodwrench.
Fresh fuel filter?
Mr. Goodwrench. Mr. Goodwrench.
Find Mr. Goodwrench at over 7,000 GM dealerships nationwide.
My friends call me Buffalo.
How come?
Don't know.
Want to make your yard more beautiful and more useful? Allen Block can make it happen. Create an inviting front entrance. Turn an unused hill into a beautiful terrace. Add a raised planter. Replace an aging timber wall. Or turn your backyard into a great place to entertain. Allen Block has all kinds of block and hundreds of great ideas for your home. For more information, call us at 1-800-481-2909 or visit us at allenblock.com.
Well, the attractive compost bin is finished. Are you all ready to show everybody what we ended up with?
Yeah.
Great. All right.
But before we do, let's remember what the site looked like before we got started. A well-cared-for garden highlighted by a new redwood deck. So the homeowners really wanted a compost structure that would complement the yard's pleasant feel. Now let's take a look at how our attractive compost bin fits in this garden. The compost bin's redwood construction ties in nicely with the existing deck, while the arbor detailing adds a classic touch. The 3-box design and removable slats provide composting convenience, making it easy to turn and move the piles. The simple lattice panels echo the woodwork on the deck and offer support for climbing vines. And an array of flowering plants soften the structure and really integrate it into the surrounding garden.
Well, Chris, you wanted to do some composting in the yard. How do you like the way the project turned
I'm
out?
delighted with how the project turned out. The compost bin is attractive. It's in the middle of my garden now. It's convenient. Plus, I love all of the new plantings.
Oh, yeah. It's going to look great. Now, Jerry, I know you wanted this to fit with the rest of the yard. How do we do there?
Perfect. And it fits in with the existing deck. I like the 3 bins because it gives us a real shot at having enough compost to be successful and impact the garden.
All right. Now, Susan, number of design principles that we wanted to incorporate in building this project. How did we do?
I think we did great, Ken. The compost bin is very attractive. It ties in beautifully with the existing redwood deck. Also, the plantings around it just brighten up the whole yard.
Well, I really like this project because we were able to change the reputation of the ugly old compost bin and show you how you can make it a real asset in your garden. The other great part of this project is it's only going to take you a weekend and about $900 to put it together, and it's so easy, just about anybody can do it. Well, let's take a minute right now to recap and show you how we built this one.
We started by setting the posts for the compost bin, and then we topped them with beams and cross pieces to create an arbor-like roof. We built 3 individual bins by stacking up removable 2x6 slats. And we added lattice panels for some classic garden appeal. Finally, we planted colorful blooms and climbing vines to really integrate the structure into the garden. And just look at our attractive compost bin.
Well, that about does it for us. I want to thank our homeowners, Chris and Jerry Kay, for all their hospitality. Also want to thank Susan Ballinger, our landscape designer, for all the hard work she did, and Tim Rice, who was our master carpenter on this project. And I'm Ken Bastida, here to remind you that with a little hard work and some imagination, you can be composting or doing any other project just like these folks did. We'll see you next time.
Discover the extraordinary beauty that exists on the unforgiving island fortress known as The Rock on our special Gardens of Alcatraz, today at 5 on HGTV.